Hey there, what is up you guys? I am Jerry and welcome back to the channel, The Chicago Griller. This is the show where I share my favorite tips, tricks, and recipes for the Weber Q. And if you think that I can help you out, hit the like button and subscribe. In today's video, I'll be doing a reverse sear on my new Weber Q. It's a really good test for the new Plus burner, as when I run that burner by itself, I should be able to raise the internal temperature of my steak very slowly and gently to near my desired level of doneness. Then we'll fire up both burners to really crank up the temperature and help lock in that sear texture and flavor. Now, this is the first time that I'm using the Plus burner on a real cook, so this is a little bit of an experiment to me to see how this grill performs. Wish me luck, and let's see how this is done. In today's video, I'll be grilling this 12-ounce boneless ribeye steak. It's rated USDA Prime, so you see some great intramuscular marbling throughout. Even though it's only a 12-ounce steak, it's pretty thick, making it a great candidate for a reverse sear. I'm going to transfer this over to a clean plate for the preparation. Start by lightly drizzling some avocado oil on the surface of your steak. Then with clean hands, gently and evenly rub that into the surface of the steak. Then flip your steak over and repeat the process on the other side. Apply some more avocado oil if needed. Once the step is complete, it's time to season. You could use some steak seasoning, but for a steak of this caliber, I actually tend to prefer just plain old salt and pepper. Keeping things simple like this really allows the natural flavors of the meat to shine. Regardless of what you use for seasonings, repeat the process on the other side. Once you're satisfied, transfer your steak to a Weber Q roasting rack or any ordinary wire baking tray, and then you can head on out to your grill. Out here on the patio, my Weber Q 2800N Plus has been preheating for about 10 minutes with both the main burner and Plus burner turned on. You'll also see that I have an optional foil smoke pouch running that's generating some good smoke right now. I'm going to shift this out of the way, and then I'm going to turn the main burner off, leaving just the Plus burner on. This should help me achieve some low and slow temperatures. Alright, and here comes the steak. I've added a foil shield underneath my roasting rack, and I'm going to place this entire setup in the center of my Weber Q. This is the indirect grilling method and has essentially turned this Weber Q into an outdoor oven. Now, to take the guesswork out of how long the steak has to be on, I'm going to add a temperature probe to the center of my steak so that I'll know when I'm close to my desired level of doneness. Now, for my curiosity, I'm also going to add a second temperature probe to the inside of the lid. And now, with everything on board and ready, we simply shut the lid to our grill until we approach our desired level of doneness. Alright, I've been running this grill for about 15 minutes with just the Plus burner on, and the lid is showing a temperature of about 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, my Inkbird is showing 307. This temperature is fine for this reverse sear, but honestly was higher than I was expecting. And it's possible that it's because this is simply a brand new grill, or maybe because it is a warmer day with calm winds out here. Well, all there is to do now is wait patiently until my steak approaches its target temperature. And my target temperature for today is 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a few degrees below what you look for in medium rare steak. Those last few degrees I'm looking for will come in the high heat sear step. But before we get there, here's our steak after the low temperature roasting step. Don't let the looks fool you. This steak is cooked the way I want it to be, but I will admit it does look ugly as sin before the high heat sear. So let's get everything off the grill and reset this Weber Q for that final high heat step. To be extra safe, I'm going to switch all of my gas knobs off and then restart this grill from scratch. So here we go. Main burner on to high ignite. pop the ignition, and now plus burner on. And after a few short minutes, we're already up to over 600 degrees Fahrenheit and climbing. Whenever your grill is running this hot, it's a good opportunity to scrape your grill grates clean. And now, it's finally time for some direct grilling. So grab a firm hold of that steak and place that directly in the center of your grill. We're going to give this about 1.5 minutes on each side. So shut the lid and let this cook. If you wish, you can turn your steak 90 degrees partway through to get some crosshatch sear marks. I did that already off camera, so here we are 1.5 minutes into the high heat sear. We're going to flip this steak over on its back. And that was probably the worst flip in the history of steak flips in all of mankind, but the job still got done. Shutting the lid and cooking for a final 1.5 minutes. Alright, so 1.5 minutes later, 3 minutes total direct grilling time, and you'll see that this steak now looks so much more appetizing than it did coming out of that low temperature roast. There's only one thing left to do now, and that's to pull the steak off of the grill, head on back inside, and see how we did. Alright, so back inside. As I said before, after that high heat sear, this steak just looks so much more appetizing. Look at this. Alright, so it looks good on the outside. Let's see how it looks on the inside. Remember, I'm going for a medium rare here. And the moment of truth. Alright, pink throughout with maybe a touch of gray around the edges. I call this a pretty close to perfect medium rare, but I know that some people on the internet are going to yell at me in the comments section saying that this is a medium steak. Well, I don't care. I'm going to enjoy this nonetheless. I'm going to slice up the rest of the steak now and enjoy my meal, then I'll be back for a quick recap. Alright, so medium rare or medium, it doesn't really matter to me because either way you slice it, that was an amazing steak. I happily enjoyed the whole thing, and I think as you can see, Huey enjoyed his piece too. Now, I will say that although this cook was a success, I was a little bit disappointed in that running the plus burner on its own still resulted in a temperature of just over 300 degrees. I was hoping for lower temperatures so I could do some true low and slow like 3-2-1 ribs or perhaps even a brisket. But that's probably not to be for these Weber Qs. On the flip side, running both burners at the same time really did result in much higher temperatures. And I'm going to have to relearn the times it takes to sear some of the things that I cook on the grill. It's definitely going to be a fun summer of experimentation, so I hope you stick around. Thank you very much as always for watching. If you enjoyed this video, as always, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you all again next time. Bye!